Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. Today it's all about the CNC machine and the spoil board. And what I've decided to do, I'm going to be making a lot of cabinets for this house I'm building. I used to order the cabinets, but the guy's not around anymore, and I decided to start making them myself. And what we're going to do is, originally on my CNC machine, I had a T-track system. And although the T-track system, it was really good and it served really well for a long time. And and I used Rockler hold downs, and it worked really well. But if you're going to be cutting out multiple pieces of plywood, you want to be able to cut all the way through. So the idea of the spoil board, I'm going to put in a vacuum system. I decided to buy the Hurricane black box, and I'll show you a picture of it right here. But the first thing we got to do is surface this thing. And I've already made a couple passes, but I want to get it down to this next layer. So here's my original piece down here. And actually it had T-tracks in it too. But what we're gonna do is take one more layer off, so we're at the original piece, and then we're gonna glue down another piece of MDF, and then we're gonna basically I'm gonna do a drawing in Mach 4, Vectric. I'll do a drawing in Vectric, and if you'd like the drawing, just email me and I'll send it to you. It didn't take me long to draw, but we're going to draw a vacuum system for this table, and then we're also going to install the new. I don't have the Hurricane box yet; it gets shipped in a couple days. But I figured while I'm waiting for that, I can get this table all ready to go. Anyway, let's get started. We got to surface this thing one more time. It's really dusty. I'll show you a short little video of that. But yeah, let's get started. Here you can see the vacuum system. It just doesn't keep up with it. A 2-inch surfacing bit, and I'll show you a picture of it right here. It just won't keep up with the dust, and it just dusts this whole room out. But yeah, you can see it's surfacing down to my original spoil board, and you can see the bolt holes right there. It's basically going down right above the bolts, just enough not to hit those bolts. And then I'm going to glue a whole new piece on top of this, and then create the new vacuum board. And I'll show you a picture right now. We'll go into Vectric software, and I'll show you my 3D model that I drew of what I'm going to create for the top of this spoil board. Okay, basically what I've created here is now let's see where my holes are here. Oh yeah, right there. So I've just got two tool paths, and I'm basically going to use the same tool for both paths. Originally, I thought about using a bowl bit, and I just wasn't that impressed with the bowl bit. So let me show you both these tool paths. We'll preview them, and we'll reset the preview and then preview all toolpaths. And there you can see basically what I created. And I'm going to just use one bit. Now the first thing we're going to do, we'll go ahead and reset the preview. The first thing we're going to do is pocketing toolpath. And we'll preview this visible. This is going to basically cut the holes through it. Now originally, we'll go back over to the drawing for a minute. So originally, over in this 2D view, these holes right here, I had them they were just a hair too small. So I cut them, and then I had to redraw them, and then I had to do it again. But I wanted it to be really tight. So the 2-inch, so here you can see the holes right there. That 2-inch hole was preview visible. Oh, I'm on the 2D view, 3D view. This hole right here was just it was just a hair too small. So I re-drilled it, I recut it, and it's perfect now. So you had that was the pocketing toolpath, and then you had the profile toolpath. And we'll go ahead and preview both of those. We'll reset it, preview all. Basically, this was all done with one bit. And I'll show you that bit right now. This was a white side, and it was an RD 5200. And I'll show you a picture of it right here. But I made 2 passes, and I basically I ended up only going about 3/8 of an inch deep. I didn't want it to be too deep. So I basically got, most people are running about a 1/4 inch wide, and I'm going to run it a 1/2 inch wide and 3/8 of an inch deep. And I'll start off, I'll show you the CNC cutting these 4 holes, and then I'll do a time lapse of cutting this whole thing out. And if you want this file, just let me know. I'll send it to you. I did it all with 1 bit, and it really came out good. Anyway, let's get over to the CNC. I'll do a time lapse of cutting this out, and we'll see if we can't get this thing done. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is change out. We're going to change out this big spoil cutter bit. And we're going to install this 5200. I didn't really show it, but this is a brand new piece of MDF glued onto my original spoil board. And I basically used a lot of glue on both sides and glued this down and clamped it. And I put a whole bunch of weight on top of it and let it sit overnight. You really got to put them on pretty tight. So that's all good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to bring that Z down, and we're going to do a touch plate here. Look at all that sawdust coming out. Take the soft limits off so I can go down further. Okay, we're going to put the touch plate over here. I'll do a little jog in here. Bring this over closer. Okay, there, we're right in the middle. So we're going to start off. We know that this diameter of this bit is a 1/2 inch. So we're going to go auto touch Z. We'll type in 0.5, and we'll go ahead and start from this corner. Now it's going to come down and touch that plate, and then it's going to do the XYZ. Now I believe it goes that way first, so you can see it's headed there. Then we want to turn it to the X position, and we'll come across. And this ensures that you put these holes in the exact spot, basically referencing off your material. Okay. The touch plate's all done. The next thing we're going to do is load the program. First we're going to raise this up a little bit because I got to put my vacuum. Need to put this vacuum thing back on. And then we're going to go up here, enter the file, open G-code. We know it's this pocketing toolpath. We'll open it up. And you always want to make sure and look and see what it's doing. And that's all good. But first thing we need to do, we need to warm up our spindle. So we're going to go ahead and warm it up first. And it'll start spinning for a few minutes. Okay, the warm-up is complete. We're going to go ahead and get our vacuum going. Make sure we got good suction. And we've already, let's check our checklist. So we did We know where our emergency stop is. We home the machine. We checked our material. We previewed the tool path. We secured the work holding, checked the router bit, verified the coordinates, reviewed the G-code, tested the spindle, reinstalled that shit. So we're ready to go. So here we go. We're going to hit site, we'll start, and hope for the best. Here's where I find out that it's just a little too tight to go in there. So I had to, basically I went ahead and let it run to drill all 4 of those holes, and then I redrew the circle just a hair bigger, and the next go around it fit perfect. Just a little bit. And here you can see it fit just perfect, nice and tight. And that's going to be good for this vacuum table. Once the holes were done, it was time to do the grid. And I set my GoPro up to do a time lapse. I didn't realize that how much battery it would take and how long. And it took it didn't take that long, but it took a few hours to do this whole grid, and I think it ran out of batteries right around here. Now here you can see the grid completely done, and I must say it came out pretty nice. Now I've got this thing. Now if in a perfect world, I would do this thing out of like a 3/4 inch solid plastic where it wouldn't leak any air. But since this is MDF and it is going to be porous, I'm going to seal this whole part with some Zinsser wood sealer. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in part 2 when we do all the piping. Right here I'm spraying this. I basically use my sprayer to spray all the Zinsser, try to get it inside those cracks, and then I got to go back through with a brush and really detail inside all of these cracks. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in part 2 when we get the pipes all hooked up and get this thing working. Later.
There he goes, it's a working man. He's trying to make a living any way he can, and he'll break his back for $1 or $2. Oh, there ain't no shame in what he do.